with the GoCurrency.com sports ticker. I'm Tim Mulhaupt on the Huskers Radio Network. And this is Sports Nightly. Happy Tuesday, Huskers fans. In Nebraska news today, Nebraska Athletics announced today it will extend the red carpet experience through the 2022-2023 athletic season and beyond. The program serves underserved youths in Nebraska by providing complimentary tickets across multiple Huskers sporting events. Huskers linebacker Luke Reimer was named to the Bednarik Award watch list, given annually to college football's best defensive player. And congratulations to Nebraska women's gymnast Emma Spence, who earned 3 bronze medals for her home country of Canada at the Commonwealth Games this past weekend into yesterday. Over to pro sports, and it is a very busy day in Major League Baseball. We're going to forgo the scores and go over the many trades, the key trades out of the many trades today that were made before MLB's trade deadline. The Padres and Nationals stole the show. They made the deal of all deals today, with the Nationals sending all-world outfielder Juan Soto and a very, very good first baseman that's getting overlooked in this trade, Josh Bell, to the Padres in return for 5 top prospects and first baseman Luke Voit. The Twins were busy today, adding Orioles closer Jorge Lopez, and in return, they're sending a group of prospects with one familiar name. Huskers pitcher Cade Povich was a part of that deal going back to Baltimore. The Phillies added star closer David Robertson from the Cubs and starting pitcher Noah Syndergaard from the Angels. The Twins also added Tyler Mahle from the Reds and reliever Michael Fulmer from the Tigers to go with their earlier acquisition of Lopez. The Cardinals added Jordan Montgomery from the Yankees at the deadline in exchange for outfielder Harrison Bader, and traded for starter Jose Quintana, longtime starter in the MLB from the Pirates, having a really good year, up there in years, but still playing really well. And the Royals traded Whit Merrifield to the Blue Jays. The NFL made more significant news today as they handed out major penalties to the Miami Dolphins and owner Stephen Ross for his role in tampering in his attempt to recruit Buccaneers and former New England Patriots quarterback Tom Brady and former Saints head coach Sean Payton across multiple seasons dating back to Brady's days with the Patriots in 2019. The Dolphins were stripped of their 2023 first-round pick and 2024 third-round pick, and Ross was fined $1.5 million and suspended from all Dolphins operations through October 17th of this fall. It has been reported that he has been removed from multiple NFL committees as well. Brady and Sean Payton will not be punished in any of the what they called improper communications between parties. This update is presented by Currency. Does your business need help financing big-ticket items like equipment, trucks, and trailers? Currency is here to help. Visit GoCurrency.com for the details. That's the ticker. I'm Tim Mulhaupt, and Sports Nightly is next on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who reminds you to buckle up and put the phone down.
In motion is Brewington. They snap it back, fake the handoff, looking to throw. They flip it out the flat to Brewington, makes a catch. Touchdown, Nebraska. Well, that looked easy that time. Brewington came in motion, and instead of cutting down the block, kept out the flat, flipped it out to him for an easy 6 points. And Treese now sends a man in motion. They turn, they flip it off to McDuffie, trying to race to the edge. Gets around JoJo Doma, but can't get around Nick Henrich. He'll go down. He'll lose 3 yards, back to the 23-yard line. What a play by Nebraska. It's caught. Touchdown. Omar Manning. What a grab in the end zone, and the Huskers have 6 more points.
What a throw and catch. Yes.
Nice jitterbug move, and it bouncing the outside 40 to the 50-yard line, to the 40, 30-yard line, 20. That's Grant, 15, 10, 5. He's in there. Touchdown, Anthony Grant, with an electrifying move at the line of scrimmage. Scoots to the outside and dashes down the sideline.
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody, on the Huskers Radio Network.
Thank you, and welcome to another show tonight. We'll hope to cool you off for the next couple hours. It is hot outside today. Heat index in the Lincoln area was well over 100 degrees today. Going to be that way, I think, all week long. So be thinking about these Husker football guys out there running around, even though in the morning it's still pretty sticky. And soccer started practice this week. They've got to just be baking in the sun.
Yeah, I mean, it is a hot one. I could barely get my dog to even. He was looking at me like, no, thank you. Let's stay over here in the shade. But, you know, I think it's also good for in the morning, even when it is hot, but just to get that conditioning going, to get,
Yep.
to work up a sweat. It's better now to kind of get that going and feel like you're getting in better shape than just working out in the cool all the time. So I think the coaches are probably appreciative.
They do.
It can push them a little bit.
I know football's really glad they're done by usually about 11. So
Yeah.
really before the heat.
And I don't know if they had another walkthrough tonight, but a lot of them were going to the cold tubs when I was walking through here. So, they have the cold tubs out. They're making sure that, again, Dave
Get in
Ellis
there.
does such a good job, but it's hot.
Don't
But
you think
and-
soccer does some of that too?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. But, just making sure that they're taken care of. Yes, they want to push them in this heat, but also you have to be very, very careful and mindful of that and make sure you're tracking them. And so they have all the necessary resources so that
Right.
you don't get overheated and you're staying hydrated and all of that.
Well, so be thinking about that. It is really, really warm. And for folks who work outside, be careful. We want you to be listening to us each and every night. So be sure you hydrate during the day. Try to get out of the sun a little bit. I feel bad for construction workers this time of year. Heck, even mail carriers who are out running it outside for most of the day. So just be careful. It's been tough out there. Coming up here on the program tonight, Marquis Buford, who is, I think, starting to make a name for himself on this Husker defense. He's a sophomore now. A lot of people didn't realize he burned that red shirt last year. He played in practically every game, a big part of special teams. Going to hear from him here in just a little bit. I think you're going to enjoy that conversation. Hour number 2, Dennis Dah, the lead college football writer for CBSSports.com, will be here. He hit, I think, 4 of the 5 Power 5 media days. So he was pretty busy in July. We're going to get his take on what he heard and how much realignment dominated the conversation at all those media days, from the SEC to the Pac-12 and obviously the Big Ten as well. He was in Indianapolis covering that. So that's coming up in hour number 2. Tim mentioned Luke Reimer, part of the Bednarik watch list. He's also part of the Butkus watch list. I can just imagine, Jessica, the celebration that probably took place in the locker room when Luke found out that he was nominated for these things.
No, I literally said, if on that entire roster, who cares the least about being nominated on a preseason list or any list is Luke Reimer. That's just not his goal. He's not out there for personal accolades, to win a personal awards. He's the most team guy, one of the most team guys I've ever been around covering football. I mean, it's just not something that he gets, absolutely would be an honor if he won a Butkus Award, because it's also reflective of your team. But
Sure.
For him, it is just not about him and what he does. It's about the team, and he is one that, if you talk to him after games and he's had a great game, he's had 15 tackles and an interception, whatever, he does not like talking about himself. He wants to talk about the guys around him. He's more apt to talk about and brag on the guys around him than he would ever himself. And actually, I told him, I saw him the day that the Butkus list came out. I said, congratulations. And he was just like, yeah. It's just not something that he gets super hyped about, which I think is neat. And it speaks volumes of that guy is there to help his team win and is not there for the personal recognition.
108 tackles last year, a sack, a pick. He forced 3 fumbles. Do we take him for granted? I think we kind of do, because he is so quiet that we just go, Reimer's got that spot locked in. That 108 tackles in this league that's a load.
And he was just so solid, and also in a role that he had to learn a lot last year. He didn't have a ton of experience playing in that role before, had been hurt, but he had to step up. Him and Nick Henrich, they had to step up in that role. And boy, they were solid there. And maybe didn't always get a lot of the glory, but they both, yes, I think both of them. And I think maybe, like you're saying, just take it for granted just because those guys are solid. They're steady Eddies right there in the middle of the defense. But you have to have those guys that can lock down the middle, and they're the quarterbacks of the defense and point and tell people where to go. And I think that was something for both of them they had to evolve and step into, but I think now they're more comfortable in that role. So it's a natural leadership role, but I think also that developed a lot for them last year, and I think they're more ready for it this year.
He never celebrates. You don't see him throwing the bones. Maybe he has.
He does.
Does he do that?
Yeah, when he gets a big sack.
Okay.
Because, I did the feature on him last year, and so going through that footage.
He does a little bit of that.
He gets pretty hyped for the throwing the bones and the black shirt stuff, but, he's super excited, say, when Nick Henrich makes a play. So it's like, I think he gets more hype for his teammates a lot of times, too, than he does for himself.
I've just pulled up last year's stats. He was the leading tackler. Nick Hendricks was the second leading tackler. Garrett Nelson was the fourth leading tackler. Quentin Newsom was the fifth leading tackler.
Wow.
So of the top 5, 4 of the 5 are back. And I think we all get kind of fixated on how good a player JoJo was, and he was, and Cam Tater-Britt, and he was. But when you have 4 of your 5 tacklers back, that should make you feel pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, too, just with losing some of those guys on the defensive line and some guys that are going to have to be stepping into a new role, I think it also helps that those guys in the middle
are there
and have that experience and are going to be able to help plug up that middle. Because, and again, we've heard Ty Robinson really bragged on some of the guys that are stepping in and ready for new roles, but until you see it on Saturdays, you just don't know. So I think it's got to bode well that you do have that experience there at inside linebacker.
And you know who's lurking in the wings at that spot?
Ernest
Hausman.
Ernie.
Yep, Ernie is waiting to do that. Tim also mentioned, and I want to talk a little bit about it with you as well, the red carpet experience. Nebraska announced today a long-term commitment to keep that going. That was an idea that was birthed last year when they had a few extra tickets for the Fordham game, I believe was the opening game of the year. And Lawrence Chatters came up with this thing, and I think it's a marvelous idea. And they've gotten a donor to step up and kind of foot the bill for this to continue on and on. The Fred and Sally Beacons Foundation is going to make sure this happens. Football, men's and women's basketball, a volleyball primarily is going to be the red-white scrimmage because volleyball just, you can't get in there. And then some softball and baseball games as well. This is just, sometimes you overthink things and it doesn't work, or sometimes you come up with what is a simple idea and it blows up, and that's what this is.
Yeah, and there's so many positives that you can say, hey, you're investing in future fan bases. Hey, you are showing kids to dream big. You're giving opportunities that they otherwise might not have. But at the very simplest form of it, when I was down there on the sidelines with them, when we would introduce them on the big screen, just the pure joy on their faces of being in awe of the big players on the sideline. It's just, there's nothing like a child's joy and their excitement, and to see them falling in love with the team and a sport and being excited. That to me is just the biggest thing, is just giving an opportunity for these kids they might not otherwise have. But yeah, it's great. It's a great initiative. And again, a lot of people that might not otherwise have the opportunity to get to come to a game. And you think about growing the future fan base. Well, a lot of times people fall in love because they get to go to their first game. Mm-hmm. It's hard not to fall in love with Husker football once you come to the atmosphere here. And for some of these kids, they might not have that opportunity to come fall in love with this team. And so providing that opportunity, and then also saying, hey, look at these kids. If you work hard, you take care of your schoolwork, you can come here and you can play Division I football. You can be a college basketball player. You can come chase your dreams. So there's just so many things. But yeah, kudos to Dr. Chatters, the donor that's making it possible. And and then they also love the Go Big Red chants, and so you get a little bit louder too.
Sure does. So the red carpet is going to provide 250 tickets to all home games minus the Oklahoma game, 100 tickets to the volleyball red-white scrimmage. And again, volleyball, I'm not telling Husker fans that they don't know, that's like the hardest ticket to get of any Husker sport, is to try to get inside the Devaney Center for that. And then tickets for select men's and women's basketball, baseball, and softball competitions throughout the year. And they'll work with the different people that they know that could really use these tickets to get to some underserved communities in Lincoln, Omaha, and throughout the state of Nebraska. So a terrific thing. If you have some things you want to maybe recommend for this, or maybe you have an organization that could sure benefit from this, you can reach Dr. Chatters at redcarpet@huskers.com. That's how you would reach out to Dr. Chatters, red carpet, all lowercase, at huskers.com. Just a terrific, terrific thing that Nebraska Athletics has, again, kind of just stumbled into last year. Last August, you and I were doing these shows. This thing wasn't even an idea yet, and then it became one, and look what it's done in 12 months. Yeah,
it's such a neat opportunity, and I know the kids are so appreciative of it, and I think even too just the athletes too, because there are some other student athletes that help. Not all the football players can obviously interact with the players on a game day, but when they're signing in, there's some other student athletes that go help, and so to get to interact, and it's just special all around. And I don't know how much time our players spend just with the red carpet young people, but last year's football season was really, really rough. But every time I would come down from the box to make my way to the locker room, and I know you would wind your way around on the red carpet out there inside the stadium,
And I know our Husker players were devastated after a lot of those really tough losses. But, boy, I saw an awful lot of Husker players sitting there and signing a football or signing a helmet on their way back into the locker room. That's not easy to do, folks. These kids work so hard, and they were so disappointed after a lot of those. It's easy to go do that after you win.
Yeah.
Right? And a lot of our programs win, so it's easy to do that. It's hard when you have just lost again, and last year's team did a great job with that.
Yeah, they absolutely did. I mean, and I said it time and time again about how kind and nice they were and gracious when it's not fun to talk to the media either and do interviews. And they were all, you know, so willing, and it wasn't fun. But you know what? They were very kind about it, and it's a good group. And a lot of those players are back this year. And the ones that they brought in are also embracing it. I think it's been neat to see some of these players that are coming from other programs. Maybe they have big fan bases, maybe they don't, but even their perspective of how well they're loved and supported here at Nebraska and the fan base, they're so appreciative of it. Yeah. And not that anybody takes it for granted, but I think if you are here for 3 or 4 years, it's what you expect, because that's what Nebraska fans do. But if you're coming from another program that doesn't have that kind of support, they're super appreciative of it, and thankful of the investment that fans put into it. So I think for them, they feel like, hey, it's the least I can do is sign an autograph for their dedication to our team and our programs, and for showing up and being there for us.
And hopefully this year when the Huskers leave the field, they'll leave with wins.
Yes.
Every time they're here at home, and turn that corner and go down the red carpet back into their locker room after the game to see all the folks sit down there to wish them good luck. All right, that's what we have on the program tonight. We want you to be a part of it as well. If you have some thoughts, questions, concerns, interests about any Husker sport, we'd love to hear from you at 402-413-2400, 402-413-2400. That is our Sports Nightly hotline, brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations, or online at woodhouse.com. Anytime, with 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned, you can always find what you are looking for with Woodhouse. Back to hear from Marquis Buford. We'll do that next.
Momentum. It's building at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. With game-changing work in precision agriculture, nanoscience, and digital humanities. We're unlocking mysteries in brain research, solving the impossible with remote surgery using robots. And we're creating bold futures with world-leading research in early childhood education. We don't slow down, and we're not letting up. We are Nebraska.
3rd and goal to 1. Shotgun look. Yant to the right of Smothers. Snap back. They give it off to Yant. Dive! He's in! Touchdown! Nebraska!
Yes!
Hey Huskers fans, this Friday, join us on Sports Nightly from 6 to 8 p.m. as we break down another Nebraska football fall camp practice report. To close out our show, we'll go over weekly winners and losers in the sports world. Tune in to your local affiliate, or at Huskers.com, or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red!
Buy your next vehicle your way from anywhere with Woodhouse. Start your journey online at woodhouse.com. Easily shop all new and pre-owned inventory. Explore payment options and apply for financing. Ready to purchase? Schedule your new vehicle for pickup from the dealership or have it delivered to your driveway. Need a little extra help in determining your perfect vehicle? Our knowledgeable and local dealerships can guide you to the vehicle that best matches your needs. Experience car buying your way with Woodhouse, a trusted auto partner since 1975.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Seasons change, but your land stays the same. You need the right solutions to keep you moving. That's why you rely on Acres Equipment, your premier John Deere dealership and proud partner of Nebraska Athletics. Whether you're harvesting, protecting your crops, feeding the herd, maintaining your lawn, improving your business, or letting off some steam, Acres has what you need to get the job done. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
At CHI Health Clinic, we believe healthcare should be personal, because knowing your provider personally makes appointments more comfortable, more productive, and more meaningful to your overall health. Get matched with a primary care provider based on your personality and lifestyle using CHI Health Clinic's My Provider Match. Take the survey at myprovidermatch.com to find the right provider for you. Getting healthier starts by getting personal at CHI Health Clinic.
Farmers Mutual of Nebraska is proud to support Husker athletics. Having a confident teammate beside you makes all the difference when it comes to protecting what matters most. With a proven track record of dependable coverage, unmatched financial strength, and a prompt claim service team right here in Nebraska, that's insurance kept local. Visit FMNE.com to contact an agent for a quote today. Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, always alongside you.
Save with low price lockdown from Hy-Vee. We've locked down prices on hundreds of your favorite everyday items. Prices are locked down for months and months on major leading name brands. The products that you like, the products that you want, and products that you'll want to stock up on. And all of the prices are locked down until we unlock them and lower them even more. Low price lockdown. Deals you can't beat anywhere. Only at Hy-Vee.
Here's to the locals, raised right here in the Western Corn Belt. The strong ones. We help them grow stronger, making world-class genetics research and technology local. The cutting-edge yet common-sense agronomy, the shake-em-up yields. Because we're born and raised here too, and we'll keep raising the bar to ensure you only get the best at Hogemeyer. Raised local, raised right here. Learn more at therightseed.com.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm journalism student Grace Fitzgibbon with Campus News. Nebraska's new collaborative biosecurity lab is leading research to safeguard America's food supply against growing threats in partnership with the U.S. Departments of Defense and Homeland Security. The lab brings together world-leading expertise in agriculture and a deep understanding of the complexities of strategic deterrence across the threat spectrum and in multiple domains.
Back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, it is sponsored by Acres, the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres Solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody with you here on a Tuesday night. So glad you're with us here on Sports Nightly. The Huskers did practice today. No media availability after practice. They actually get tomorrow off, so it's a no practice day tomorrow for the Big Red. Back at it Thursday, and we will hear from Bill Bush, special teams coordinator, after practice, and a couple of student athletes expected to come meet with the media after that practice as well. So a full report coming your way again on Thursday. And then the head coach going to make his first camp appearance in front of the media. That will be Friday, and we'll recap that for you on our Friday show here on Sports Nightly. The other day, you had a chance to catch up with Marquis Buford, and I don't know that we talked to him last year. He was a special teams guy, and he played, I think he played all 12 games, and so he does not hang on to a red shirt, but he may be a starter on defense now.
Yeah, and we've heard Coach Fish talk about his energy. He's running up and down the sidelines, just what he's bringing to practices so far this fall. And, yeah, my first time interviewing him, and he is impressive to talk to. So just kind of started things off with how it felt to just be back out on the field actually playing some football for fall camp.
Oh, it's exciting. Being ready, being able to see that the team is ready, the energy is there, the effort's there from everybody, and, you know, just getting back to that, it's football season, so we get into the fall time, it's about to start getting cold out, and I'm just excited to see what we do this year, honestly.
Now that you have a year under your belt, you were a true freshman last year, how do you feel different now that you have that year of experience?
It definitely makes me way more comfortable, I'll say. Just being able to walk around the locker room last year, I kind of like, you know, I spoke up, but normally I kept my head down. I didn't speak too much. I wasn't too vocal or anything like that. But this year I feel like I've been able to, you know, step my role up more as a teammate to these guys and be able to go up to random guys and just talk to them and stuff like that. So it's as a team, as the team part goes, I've loved having that year under my belt. And then the experience on the field, even though I played minimum defensive snaps last year, I still practiced the whole season at DB. So just having all those reps under my belt has made it very comfortable this season.
And you earned an important role on special teams that you were out there all the time for. How important was that for you to, even though, you know, there were some older guys ahead of you, to find a spot on the field, even if it was special teams?
That meant a lot to me because I'm one of those guys, I don't really care what I do on the field as long as I'm on it and I can put my print on the game some way, somehow, I'm going to do it. So I love playing special teams, and I'm going to be back on special teams this year doing the same thing. So,
why do you like it so much?
just run down and hit people. So, and then like special teams, a lot of people don't realize it, but special teams is like the most important part of the game. A team breaks a big kickoff and running back, the whole momentum of the team shifts down. And 9 times out of 10, a team that gets a kickoff return, they're going to win the game. So, you know, preventing any of those big splash plays, and special teams is like one of the main areas splash plays happen. So it's just great being able to contribute and be a good part of that.
That's awesome. So that being said, now that you had your role in special teams last year, now you've put yourself in a position to be competing for a starting spot in the secondary. What's gone into that? How have you become ready for that moment?
Just working, honestly. I know every day I got to go out there, no matter what I did in the spring, how many articles people write up on me. I know every day I got to wake up, put my clothes on, and get up here to the stadium to have my mind ready to, you know, work for 14 hours straight the whole day. So I don't know, it's been exciting finally being able to, you know, get my role on the defense and be able to earn a spot to play in the game. So I'm excited, and I'm gonna be working every day. So
yeah, there's a lot of depth and talent in that defensive backs room, and how much are you guys pushing each other with that competition?
We push each other every day. Guy mess up on the field, we on them. We not letting anything slide by. There's no flybys, anything like that. So just making sure we hold everybody accountable, because at the end of the day, we're going to need everybody in our DB room to step up. Anything can happen in the game. Anybody may have to come in the game. So just making sure everybody's ready for that, and holding each other accountable has probably been our biggest take this season.
You guys had a lot of leaders, a lot of guys that played a lot of ball, graduate, move on last year. How has Quentin Newsome stepped into that leadership role for the DBs?
Q has been doing an amazing job. You know, when I talk about holding people accountable, he's been one of those key people, you know, doing that. But I say everybody has been, it's pretty much, I don't feel like we have just 1 or 2 or 3 guys that just overshadow the whole room. I feel like it's been a collective group thing where we have a group chat and we making sure everybody is up in the morning. You got to check in the morning at 6:30 to make sure you up so you don't miss practice type deal. So, wow. Yeah, it's been stuff like that, not really just any one person taking over anything like that.
It seems like that's been a consensus, not just for the defensive backs, but for an entire team. How important is that when you have players stepping up wanting to lead and it's a collective group across the board?
It makes it hard for slackers, because you can't slack off, because everybody is striving for greatness at this point. Everybody wants to win next season, this upcoming season. So if you're doing something mediocre, or you were a mediocre person before, it's just everybody around you doing the right thing. Either you gonna go do the right thing, or you just gonna hop off the boat. So I don't know, it's been great seeing how close everybody has gotten to in such a short period. You know, even with the guys that just got here this summer, it seems like I've known those guys for years at this point.
And with the black shirts last year in the defense, such a tight group, a lot of chemistry, and how have you seen that develop with a lot of new guys stepping into new roles this year? Like yourself.
Yeah, definitely. I've seen it a lot. Coach Fish has been doing a great job at making sure that I'm not just going with Miles all the time when I'm back at safety. I'll be with Pola, I'll be with Deshaun, I could be with anybody at any point in time. So just he's been doing a great job letting us play with everybody and get a feel for how everybody play, because not every corner plays the same, not every safety plays the same. So knowing whoever's at your corner for you, knowing what they're going to do in your head already, then that's a good sign for you.
All right, what's the approach for this defense, the secondary, each and every day as you guys prepare for week 1 and our first game over there in Dublin?
We just want the next day to be better than the day before. That's all we've been trying to do. If you made a mistake the day before on Monday, you can't make that same mistake Tuesday. You got to make a new mistake and then correct it. Come in on Wednesday, make a new mistake, come to next practice, stuff like that. So really just trying to stay consistent and make sure we can only go up. We can't have a great practice and then have a okay practice the next day type deal. So just making sure everybody is dialed in and consistent with everything.
Are you sure you're just a sophomore?
Yeah.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Such a crazy good perspective for a sophomore, but there's that phrase again that you and I keep talking about, that
Win
day
the
by
day,
day,
one day.
win the day.
Yep.
I mean, it is. I didn't even ask about it. It's what keeps coming up. What we heard from Trey Palmer yesterday. I mean, that is the message. They are taking it day by day and trying to win today.
My sense is the safeties, it's Miles, it's Buford, it's Singleton. I think those are the three that are fighting. I don't know what you do with Omar Brown. I know Omar Brown's a really good football player and needs to play, but I don't know where you play Omar Brown.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
nickel? I don't know.
And again, maybe he's one of those guys where he's working out at all the spots so that he can provide depth in anywhere. I mean, because he also played corner, and so he's one of the versatile guys in that group, and so I mean, and he's coming off the injury, so we'll see how he comes along. But again, if whoever earns a starting job, you better do everything you can to keep it, because there are going to be guys at your heels, nipping at your heels to try to come take that spot.
Absolutely.
Every single day, even after game one happens, it's going to continue throughout the season.
Well, Travis Fisher, when we had him a couple weeks ago, did say he thought they might get to the point where they have 4 safeties that he trusts, that they could rotate them.
Mm-hmm.
You get a couple series, and then you're going to extend out and I'm going to go with 2 fresh legs out there. So maybe Omar Brown's that 4th guy and gets in there. But Buford can play, and I think he has earned the trust of the coaches.
Yeah, he has. And then again, with Chenander said it the other day about some of the different things you can do with multiple defensive backs and having guys that you can trust and call them with that depth. And if that's a strength that you can utilize, you absolutely want to do that. So if you have a lot of guys that are earning their way onto the field and, it's a good matchup for whoever you're playing, maybe that's something too where I think we're going to see a lot of them is what I don't think it's just going to be the same 4 every single Saturday.
I agree, and it could change depending on the personnel that you're facing. The bigger teams that want to line up and try to shove it down your throat, the Iowas, the Wisconsin, you need bigger safeties. That's Miles. If you're playing more of a spread team and you need a little bit more speed, that might be a Buford and an Omar. I mean, that's what they may do each week.
And you think about even, say, Nebraska was playing Nebraska, Miles is going to match up better against a Travis Vokalek.
He is.
Than Marquis Buford would.
Right.
Or, so he's... But Singleton's a big guy, too.
He sure is. He and Miles are the 2 biggest guys back there.
He looks massive out there.
Buford's not overly big, but I think he just has a really big football IQ.
Yeah, I mean, you heard it right there. And the way that he found his way onto special teams and did his job. And so, yeah, I mean, I think they've got some options back there. And depending on, certain guys aren't matching up well with certain wide receivers, you can sub somebody in and maybe they'll be a better matchup.
Sure. All right, folks, what'd you hear there? A lot to like, I would think. 402-413-2400. That's the number for you to dial us up with a comment or question. You'd be doing that on our Sports Nightly Hotline, which is brought to you by the Woodhouse Auto Family, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime. With 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned, you can always find what you are looking for with Woodhouse. Back with more of the show coming up.
It's time to amp up the fun now during the Ford Summer Supercharged Sales Event.
Just move on up.
Get great offers on select Ford vehicles, and you'll not only bring back the fun, you'll supercharge it. So stop by the Summer Supercharged Sales Event at your Ford dealer and discover how Ford can take your summer to a whole new level. Not all models, trims, or features may be available. Contact your dealer for information.
Just move on up.
How do you remember things? Post-it note, string around your finger, smartphone reminder? Whatever you do, remember Nebraska Pick 3 2x2 and My Day. 3 great Nebraska Lottery Lotto games that are all $1 per play with drawings every day. Nebraska Pick 3 lets you choose your own bet type. 2x2 has a $22,000 top prize. And with My Day, you choose a 6-digit date. Must be 19, please play responsibly. Oh, got a reminder. Produced Nebraska Lottery commercial. I'm all over that.
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance. Visit shelterinsurance.com and find an agent to help you choose the coverage you need. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
You already got the hat, the jersey, maybe even the occasional red and white face paint. So kick things off right this season and add the FNBO Husker Visa debit card to the list. Pay loud and proud for every Husker decal, t-shirt, or hot dog at the game. Wear your heart on your sleeve and in your wallet with the Husker Visa debit card. Free with any checking account from FNBO, the bank of Husker Nation. Get yours today at fnbo.com/Huskers. Member FDIC.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts. Want to get all the latest Husker news straight to your phone? Need to be the first of your friends to get the scoop on all things Huskers? Sign up for text alerts from Nebraska Athletics. Text Huskers to 83200 to get game time notifications and updates, breaking news, special ticket offers, and more straight to your phone. All the Husker news is just a quick text away. Just text Huskers to 83200. Standard text messaging rates apply and may vary by carrier.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
It's more powerful than the legendary Husker option offense. More powerful than the black shirt defense. It's the sun, and you can harness its power with J-Tech Solar. J-Tech, the official solar energy experts of the Huskers, can help you shrink your energy bills and start saving money now. Solar power is clean, affordable, and it's dependable because the sun always shines on the Huskers. J-Tech Solar for your home, business, or agriculture energy needs. Visit jtechsolar.com.
Families who travel to Nebraska's only Ronald McDonald House are facing extremely uncomfortable situations. Their child is sick in an unfamiliar city, unsure of how to handle it all. But when they walk in the Ronald McDonald House, they can find comfort in the little things. A quiet moment away from the bombardment of beeps and buzzes in a hospital room. The taste of a home-cooked meal. A calming voice saying it'll be okay. Help us provide the little things that make a big difference. Support a one-night stay for a family in need by visiting rmhcomaha.org/Huskers.
Triple B Feed has the products to help your cows thrive. Whether it's weekly delivery of consumption-controlled Lumix liquid minerals with protein or Redmond natural mineral salt for livestock or humans, Triple B has you covered. Let Brian and Brad Blahorn take some of the stress out of your beef production this year. For more information and other products, visit triplebfeed.com. Triple B Feed, helping you and your cattle.
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance. Visit shelterinsurance.com and find an agent to help you choose the coverage you need. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center is sponsored by Acres. They are the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres Solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody with you here on a Tuesday night. 402-413-2400, the number to dial us up with a comment or question. Or if you want to fire off a text, you can do that and reach us. And we're up on our YouTube stream tonight. Those guys are having a good time. They're telling jokes to each other tonight in the old chat room, so I'm not sure how much.
Any of them repeatable?
No, probably not. Let's go to the phones. Out to Grand Island. Debbie, you're up next. Good evening.
Hey, good evening. What a good night tonight. I've been kind of without a telephone here for about 2 or 3 weeks, but I listen to you as often as I can. I just wanted to say how refreshing it is to have women in sports now. When I married my husband some 45 years ago, he was sports, and I was cowgirl. And to hear that interview just now and have her say that, are you sure you're just a sophomore? The dome football player is not there anymore. They have to be smart and elite and talented. And just thank you for bringing that out in that interview. I appreciate it, guys.
Well, thank you, Debbie. Appreciate you saying that and those kind words. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of very, very impressive student athletes here.
There are.
And I spoke to a group today about the importance of communication, and Keith Zimmer and the life skills group do such a phenomenal job of getting these athletes ready for whatever it is that they have to be dealt with as a student athlete. And a lot of that is dealing with the media. And I mean, one after another, they're just impressive to talk to. And Marquis Buford is another one. I didn't even interview him last year. So it's my first time even talking to him.
It
A lot
won't
of
be your
times,
last.
I know, right? A lot of times the first time, you know, they're not as comfortable, they're not as familiar, and it gets better as you go. But I mean, that was the first time I ever talked to him, and he's certainly impressive. So thank you, Debbie.
Appreciate the call from Mountain GI. Buckle up, put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. Andrew in Norfolk said, I see part of the Nebraska women's basketball schedule came out today. What do you guys think? Andrew, it's been out a while. We talked about this a week or so ago. It's been on Huskers.com for some time. They pretty much have they do have the non-conference is locked in. They don't have any of the conference games. Probably a month away, a good 3 weeks away from the conference putting out their schedule. But I think what we said a week or so ago, it's a nice schedule, good mix, some Power 5 opponents in there that ought to help their net ranking at the end of the year.
Absolutely. Some opportunities to add to that and potentially, you know, make your case better for a better seeding in the postseason. But also this team is ready now for another challenge. They were young, had a lot of pieces coming together that hadn't played a lot of basketball together. And so I think this team is ready to be challenged and to have that kind of schedule where you go on the road, play some tough opponents, and then, you know, take care of business inside PBA. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's a great schedule.
My goal, and nobody cares, my goal for that team is they should be a top 16 and hosting some first and second round
God,
matches.
how great would that be to have a first and second round game inside PBA? It would be rocking.
It sure would be. Hey, another text question for us. Do you guys think our defense can get a lot of turnovers, especially interceptions from our DBs? I know Miles has proven that. I looked that up. Last year's stats, Nebraska threw 11 picks, picked off 10 passes, so they were a -1 there. The area where Nebraska didn't do much was fumbles. They only recovered 3 fumbles all year long, and Nebraska had fumbled it themselves 7. So Nebraska was a -5 in turnovers. I know Eric Chinander, he talks about that a lot, that they need to get better at forcing turnovers.
Well, if you heard the interview Cash did with Miles, he said, can you get 25 interceptions? And Miles said they were going to try to do that for Cash. So 25 would be a great number. But no, I think just overall improving those turnover numbers, that's a goal of this defense. And hopefully with those guys you have on the edge, maybe you can force a few more fumbles.
That's the thing. You get to the quarterback in a hurry. You get that quick step around an offensive lineman, hit a quarterback before they get set up. A lot of times they will put it on the turf. Or if you right there at the mesh point where the running back's getting the ball from the quarterback and you hit him, that's where a lot of fumbles get forced. So maybe a Jamari Butler, a Garrett Nelson, an O'Shawn Mathis can make that happen.
Caleb Tanner, yeah, just it's when you can get around there and cause some shock and surprise there that's when those mistakes are made. So hopefully they can get more pressure back there. And I think that's also getting to the quarterback more. Sacks is also a goal. It's not just turnovers, it's sacks. It's making those quarterbacks' days a lot harder.
Nebraska had 20 sacks last year, but gave up 29. So they were a -9 in that category as well. TJ from Moorfield says, what's the word on Tyreek Johnson, the transfer from Ohio State? I just don't think, TJ, that Tyreek has made much of a dent. And I think, that shows how talented that defensive backfield is. Just because you come from a great program doesn't mean you're going to walk in here and take people's jobs. I think he's down the depth chart quite a bit.
Yeah, and there's several guys that are, as we've said, bringing their A game, knowing that if they want to get on the field, they are battling it out. It's a tough competition, and so if you're not bringing it every single day, you're going to fall down that depth chart. So maybe that has something to do with it too, and some of those other guys that are really fighting hard to earn their spot out on the field.
Buckle up, put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. In our YouTube chat room, they're asking about alternate uniforms. I know Nebraska's doing them. I don't know what they look like, and I don't know what game they're going to do it for. Have you heard?
I've been asked, too, if it's for the Ireland game, and that's not it. They will be in their visiting uniforms for that because Northwestern is the home team, but I haven't heard anything about the alternate uniforms yet.
I want to say maybe Indiana. I think that's homecoming. Indiana's also an Adidas school, so maybe they've worked something out where the two schools
last year it was surrounded around Veterans Day and the tribute to that. Maybe they have the alternates, but they're kind of waiting to see how a few things unfold to figure out when they're going to unveil them. Because, it's also cool sometimes for the players to wear them in a night game, so maybe
Right.
maybe you just sit back and see how a few things go before you announce when you're going to wear them.
Players love them. They do.
Yeah,
they
they do.
like something a little bit different.
Yep, they do. And I haven't seen them. I don't know what the design is. You got to imagine it's already done. I don't,
Oh, it'd be done.
So yeah,
To get
I
it
mean,
made and
but I
processed.
don't even know when designs would even happen. If it would be how many years in advance, but
Probably a good 12 to 18 months in advance.
Yeah.
What do you think?
So
We'll keep our ear to the ground, guys. So we'll, as soon as we find out, and usually Adidas through Nebraska comes up with some big announcements, and they even do a reveal. They usually have kind of a mannequin or somebody come out wearing what it looks like, so the media can take pictures of it.
And by the way,
Whatever.
that video of the uniform unveil a year ago won some
Did it?
awards. Yeah, so it won the NACMA award.
Good.
So and it was a tribute to the armed forces, and so it was so well done, and yeah, it won gold at NACMA. So yeah, they've got some work cut out from if they want to match what they did last year for the uniform unveil.
No doubt. All right. Let's go. We ready for Pete?
Pete.
All right. Pete in West Point. Good evening, Pete. How are you?
Pretty good. How are you doing?
Great.
Oh, it's hot today, huh?
Oh, very. Is this 2 days in a row for Pete?
No, Pete called last week.
Oh, okay.
It's not 2 days in a row for you, but one time each week. I love it.
Okay. Yes.
In a couple of weeks, it'll become a habit.
There you go. Good.
I just wanted to bring up, in my opinion, you cannot have a great defense without having great safety play. So I really think the safety is a real key cog on our defense. So hopefully we'll get some great safety play this year, and I think we'll have great defense.
Well put. I think you're right. I think, great defenses are just really good front to back. I mean, you get pressure
Yeah.
up front, you have linebackers who are good tacklers, and then you have guys on the back end that make plays. So I think it's kind of a front to back thing, and I'm not worried about the DB room. I'm really not. I think Coach Fisher knows he's got a lot of talent. He's going to get the right guys out there.
Yeah, and I think they got some good leadership there, and you heard Marquis Buford talking earlier. They're all kind of holding each other accountable, and they're pushing each other. But that being said, seeing how Quentin Newsome and Miles Farmer are stepping into that and making sure they're holding people accountable, I think they got some good leadership there that's holding that standard to be pretty high. And then they're also facing some really good wide receivers that only makes you better every single day, too.
That's exactly right. The battles are good, and according to Coach Joseph, yesterday's practice was won by the DBs.
Yes, and I think the day before that is won by the wide receivers, which is also good.
That's
if
what
you
you
go
want.
back and forth, and one day one group wins, and the next day the next group wins, I mean, that makes for a good football team usually.
Yeah. All right, 402-413-2400. Keep the calls and texts coming. Love it, folks. We need to take our final break of the hour. Back to wrap that up next.
At Groundworks, we take great pride in helping our Nebraska neighbors keep their homes healthy. From repairing foundations to waterproofing basements to fixing crawl spaces or lifting concrete driveways. We'd like to think our customers choose us because of our attention to detail or the fact that we're the nation's leading foundation solutions provider. What gives our customers the most comfort is we're right here in Nebraska. Visit groundworks.com for a free estimate. Groundworks. Foundation solutions crafted with pride. The official foundation company of the Huskers.
In motion is Brewington. They snap it back, fake the handoff, looking to throw. They flip it out the flat to Brewington, makes a catch. Touchdown, Nebraska. Well, that looked easy that time. Brewington came in motion, and instead of cutting down the block, kept out in the flat, flipped it out to him for an easy 6 points.
Hey, Huskers fans, this Thursday, join us on Sports Nightly from 6 to 8 p.m. as we break down another Nebraska football fall camp practice report. Tune into your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red. Families who travel to Nebraska's only Ronald McDonald House are facing extremely uncomfortable situations. Their child is sick in an unfamiliar city, unsure of how to handle it all. But when they walk in the Ronald McDonald House, they can find comfort in the little things. A quiet moment away from the bombardment of beeps and buzzes in a hospital room. The taste of a home-cooked meal. A calming voice saying it'll be okay. Help us provide the little things that make a big difference. Support a one-night stay for a family in need by visiting rmhcomaha.org/Huskers.
Want to get all the latest Husker news straight to your phone? Need to be the first of your friends to get the scoop on all things Huskers? Sign up for text alerts from Nebraska Athletics. Text Huskers to 83200 to get game time notifications and updates. breaking news, special ticket offers, and more straight to your phone. All the Husker news is just a quick text away. Just text Huskers to 83200. Standard text messaging rates apply and may vary by carrier. Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
At CHI Health Clinic, we believe healthcare should be personal, because knowing your provider personally makes appointments more comfortable, more productive, and more meaningful to your overall health. Get matched with a primary care provider based on your personality and lifestyle using CHI Health Clinic's My Provider Match. Take the survey at myprovidermatch.com to find the right provider for you. Getting healthier starts by getting personal at CHI Health Clinic.
Save with low price lockdown from Hy-Vee. We've locked down prices on hundreds of your favorite everyday items. Prices are locked down for months and months on major leading name brands. The products that you like, the products that you want, and products that you'll want to stock up on. And all of the prices are locked down until we unlock them and lower them even more. Low price lockdown. Deals you can't beat anywhere. Only at Hy-Vee.
Time to tell you about a couple of ticket plans being offered up by Husker Athletics. One's called the OU Plus 2 Mini Plan. You get an Oklahoma ticket, 2 tickets to the North Dakota game, a couple of tickets to the Georgia Southern game, all that for $270. And then the Big Ten Mini Plan, which gives you tickets to the Indiana, Illinois, Minnesota, and Wisconsin games for $200. Go visit Huskers.com/tickets for all the details, and you can put your own little package together. Seats are located in the north and south end zones. 402-413-2400. About 2 minutes left in our program here in this hour. Got a question on the text line. Who do you think our top 6 wide receivers are? You want to take a stab at that? See if I agree with you.
I'll tell you who I think number 1 is Trey Palmer.
Okay.
I think Marcus Washington is going to be in that conversation. Omar Manning, Oliver Martin. I think Wyatt Lever is just a steady Eddie guy that just is a guy that they're comfortable throwing the ball to.
Talking about a guy we never talk about.
Yeah,
he just finds a way to play.
And he just catches balls. He just catches football. So I think he's going to be a guy. And then who's your Castaneda?
Garcia Castaneda.
Yep.
New Mexico State transfer. I got the same 6. Those are my 6
Did I
right
say
there.
6?
Yeah, those are 6.
Yeah.
I got the same 6 guys. And I think there's some people behind that are pushing. Alante Brown's a guy that's going to push to get in that thing. Brody Belt. We know Mickey Joseph loves Brody Belt.
Here's what I will say. I mean, those are the top 6 receivers, but I don't necessarily think that the top 6 receivers stat-wise are all going to be receivers.
Tight ends.
The catching the most passes and
Agreed.
yards. I think you might have a tight end or 2 in that conversation or pushing. So I don't think your top 6 statistics, receiving yards, are going to be all receivers.
Sean Beckton met with the media yesterday. He's a tight ends coach, and he was asked, who's your backup tight end? Or who's your number 2 tight end? Because they don't really call it a backup because we're going to play 2 tight ends. He goes, that is a great question. Chancellor Brewington, you've got Borkacher, you've got Rollins that are fighting because Fedoni's not going to be ready when the season starts. So there's a lot of competition for that spot.
Would you like? Because, again, that's going to be an important position to this offense with a lot of opportunities to be a part and blocking, being out on the field in a lot of different roles.
Going to be fun, folks. Can't get here soon enough, right? Although we still have a lot of practices to go between now and August 27th when the Big Red will kick it off in Ireland against Northwestern. That texter also want to know our thoughts about Northwestern. Fitz thinks they've got a lot more veteran team than they did a year ago. He will have them ready to play. They will be sound. That'll be a sound football team that Nebraska will have to earn the win in Ireland in a couple of weeks. All right, 1 hour in the books. Coming up next hour, we'll continue these conversations. And Dennis Dodd, the lead college football writer for CBSSports.com, he will join us. All that next.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
The game isn't just about winning or losing. It's about the snacks they share after they've used up all their energy in the field. It's the early morning practice before school and staying late after to get a couple more kicks in. It's the pride they feel for their team and the determination to always keep improving. Sure, the game isn't always about winning or losing, But when they've won the big game and celebration is in full swing, there's only one thing left for you to do. Get them home safe. Buckle up in back. Paid for by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Hey, Husker fans, it's time to gear up for the season. So let's do it right. Jerseys, hats, hoodies, and more. Shields has everything you need to show your Nebraska pride. Visit our fan shop online or in-store for the biggest and best brands in the game. You'll find the right gear to level up your team spirit with all the essentials for your pregame parking lot party. Shields, proud partner of Husker Athletics and football fans everywhere.
At Groundworks, we take great pride in helping our Nebraska neighbors keep their homes healthy. From repairing foundations to waterproofing basements to fixing crawl spaces or lifting concrete driveways. We'd like to think our customers choose us because of our attention to detail or the fact that we're the nation's leading foundation solutions provider. What gives our customers the most comfort is we're right here in Nebraska. Visit groundworks.com for a free estimate. Groundworks, foundation solutions crafted with pride. The official foundation company of the Huskers.
Did you ever buy something and get more than you expected? Emeritus offers insurance, employee benefits, and financial services, but we deliver so much more. The comfort of a human voice when you need it, the confidence of flashing a beautiful smile, the relief that your family can keep living the life they love, the serenity of knowing you've planned well and can enjoy life. That's what we really deliver. We call it fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services, and much more.
With the GoCurrency.com sports ticker, I'm Tim Mulhaupt on the Huskers Radio Network. Happy Tuesday, Huskers fans. In Huskers news today, Nebraska Athletics announced that it will extend the red carpet experience through the 2022-2023 athletic season and beyond. The program serves underserved youths in Nebraska by providing complimentary tickets across multiple Huskers sporting events. Huskers linebacker Luke Reimer was named to the Bednarik Award watch list, annually given to college football's best defensive player. And congratulations to Nebraska women's gymnast Emma Spence, who earned 3 bronze medals for her home country of Canada at the Commonwealth Games this past weekend, all the way up through, actually, our time Tuesday, over there, I believe, last night. Over to pro sports. It was the trade deadline in Major League Baseball today, just shortly before the show got started. A lot of trades went down, the biggest being the Padres and Nationals, making the deal of all deals today, with the Nationals sending all-world outfielder Juan Soto and a very good first baseman in Josh Bell to the Padres in return for 5 prospects and first baseman Luke Voit. The Twins were busy. They added closer Jorge Lopez from the Orioles, and in that deal, familiar name goes back the other way to Baltimore, among others, Cade Povich, former Husker. The Phillies added star closer Dave Robertson from the Cubs and starting pitcher Noah Syndergaard from the Angels. The Cardinals added Jordan Montgomery from the Yankees in exchange for outfielder Harrison Bader, and traded for starter Jose Quintana from the Pirates. The NFL made more headlines today as it handed out major penalties to Miami Dolphins and owner Stephen Ross for his role in tampering in his attempt to recruit Tampa Bay Buccaneers quarterback, former Patriots quarterback, of course, Tom Brady, and former Saints head coach Sean Payton, dating back to 2019. And that cost the Dolphins a lot. They were stripped of their 2023 first-round pick and their 2024 third-round pick, and Ross was fined $1.5 million and suspended from all Dolphins operations through October 17th of this fall. It has been reported that he's also been removed from multiple NFL committees, and that Brady nor Sean Payton will be punished for what was deemed to be improper communications initiated by Ross and the Dolphins. This update is presented by Currency. Currency makes financing quick, easy, and secure for heavy machinery, ag equipment, trucks, trailers, and more. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. That's the ticker. I'm Tim Mulhaupt, and Hour 2 of Sports Nightly is next on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who reminds you to buckle up and put the phone down.
In motion is Brewington. They snap it back, fake the handoff, looking to throw. They flip it out the flat to Brewington, makes a catch. Touchdown, Nebraska. Well, that looked easy that time. Brewington came in motion, and instead of cutting down the block, kept out the flat, flipped it out to him for an easy 6 points. And Treese now sends a man in motion. They turn, they flip it off to McDuffie, trying to race to the edge. Gets around JoJo Doma, but can't get around Nick Henrich. He'll go down. He'll lose 3 yards, back to the 23-yard line. What a play by Nebraska. It's caught! Touchdown! Omar Manning! What a grab in the end zone, and the Huskers have 6 more points.
What a throw and catch! Yes!
Nice jitter block move, and it bounced the outside 40 to the 50-yard line, to the 40, 30-yard line, 20. That's Grant, 15, 10, 5. He's in there. Touchdown, Anthony Grant, with an electrifying move to the line of scrimmage, scoots to the outside and dashes down the sideline.
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody, on the Huskers Radio Network.
Wow, if you like baseball, today was like insane. I mean, there must have been 30 to 40 trades made today on the trade deadline, which was, I think, 4 o'clock our time today. Tim Mulhaupt, you were tracking all that throughout the day. Yep. You're a big Yankees guy. They were pretty active.
Yep. I'm from New York, so I grew up in Derek Jeter's heyday when he first came onto the scene. So big Yankees fan, and yeah, they did a good job. They're really kind of going all in this year. There's a lot of questions after this season. Aaron Judge is a free agent. I talked to him about him yesterday as the weekend winner, I should say. And there's definitely some pressure from the Yankees fans, but also from the Yankees themselves. They know that the group they have this year is capable of winning it. They have the best record in the league, and they needed a little bit of help in all different spots, and I thought they did a pretty good job. The last trade being the one kind of head-scratcher with the Cardinals there, with Jordan Montgomery. I think
Harrison Bader?
Harrison Bader's a good, the way Cashman said right after the deadline, he said it was an elite defensive center fielder, which they do need, but trading your only lefty out of the starting rotation, solid fifth starter. Yeah, and he's honestly been their fourth, even you could argue third at times this year. They traded for Montez, so that helps them kind of bolster the starting rotation. But also they were in on Pablo Lopez from the Marlins, and that didn't didn't end up happening. But it's kind of weird because it's you're talking about a utility rotational outfielder for your only lefty starter. That's kind of
Last World Series 09?
Yes. Yep.
So it's been 13 years since the Bombers have won.
Long time, and fans are, Yankees fans. I was back in New York seeing family in the summer, and they're alive right now.
Yeah.
They're really juiced for this season. So the expectations are as high as they've been, I think, since 09, and they're really pounding on the door because they were in the Soto talks. They were in a lot of these different discussions for some big names. But I think they did do it. I mean, they patched up. They got Benintendi
a week ago. Yeah, it's been a while since they got him. Yeah,
but getting him and then shoring up the bullpen, Efros from the Cubs, the guy Trevino, not to be confused with their catcher Trevino, and then Montes was the big get in the starting rotation.
Yeah.
So
Padres, man, they are swinging for the fences with Soto, and Josh Bell's an underrated part of that.
I'm really happy, because Josh Bell. People aren't even mentioning him very much. He's a really good player. He's hitting 300 this year. He's got 14 homers at first base. He's been a guy that's been named a lot. But I am a little partial to San Diego. It was one of the first ballparks I ever went to because my grandma used to live out there up until very recently. And the San Diego market's been hit pretty hard after they lost the Chargers.
Yeah.
So they've had a lot of good young talent over there, but now kind of really pushing their chips in. And I mean, the guys they got are young. I mean, Soto's 23. He's got 2 years of team.
23, and he just got offered and turned down a $440 million deal.
They'll pay him. They'll pay him. I don't think there's any doubt that they'll go out and pay him. And then you talk about Josh Bell being, I think he's late 20s. I think he's 28, I believe, somewhere in there. So he's still in the prime of his career. They got Josh Hader yesterday.
Yeah.
So they're just loading up, and they're getting Tatis back. He's been hurt since last year, so he's getting healthy.
I don't think they'll catch the Dodgers, but that doesn't matter once you get to the playoffs.
Yep. No, exactly.
It's a tournament then.
Built for October, and they got all the ingredients. I really believe that.
I think we have a lot of Twins fans in our audience as well. I think they did pretty well
they
today,
were busy.
too. Got a closer in Lopez.
Yep. And Lopez has been very sneakily good on a Baltimore team that kind of turned it on in the last month. And he's been really solid out of the pen, and he's going to serve as their closer over there. And Minnesota is always in it. It feels like they're always in it, and then they run to the Yankees. It seems like every postseason they cannot beat the Yankees.
No.
But they got some really good talent over there.
Yeah.
And when they landed, what's his name from the Astros? I don't know why I'm blanking on his name in the offseason. Big ticket.
Correa.
Yes, Correa. Yep, Carlos Correa. I'm repressing his name as a Yankees fan because he's done a lot of damage to them. But they're a sneaky team. They're a sneaky team, and I like that they were active today.
You trying to trade in your hockey title for a baseball title?
No, it's funny because I think this has been the most engaged I've been with baseball in a couple of years.
Because your Yankees are in it.
Well, that, but also because I really like just some of the storylines we've seen this year with some of the drama in terms of guys getting moved. You don't see a guy like Soto getting moved, and you don't see that.
A future Hall of Famer.
23 years old, and a guy like that, the last A-Rod's the last guy you could compare. So it's kind of like, This feels a little bit more like an NBA offseason or in-season trades and big names getting exchanged. So it's just been I always play fantasy baseball, but I'm always kind of middle of the pack, so I lose interest by July.
Yeah.
But this year's been fun. I mean, the Yankees obviously, but there's been some really cool storylines that have kind of come out of it.
Today was absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Just the number of deals that came out today. Have you seen The Captain?
I've been saving it. I want to binge it, so I've been saving it. Yes,
Okay.
I've been saving it.
Have you seen it?
No, I don't really have a burning desire to see it. I'm not really a big Yankees fan. Are the reviews any good?
I've heard a lot of good things. I've heard Yankee fans love it. I've heard other people roll their eyes because I did internships in New York. I did some media work out there when I was in college, and it's a very harsh divide with Jeter because you love him or you hate him.
Right.
Even though he was a model citizen throughout his career,
He was.
He's a guy that is a lot of fan bases, at least in terms of that neck of the woods, whether it's the Mets or the Boston Red Sox. Even Philly doesn't really care, but there's a little bit of anti-Jeter sentiment out there, and I think especially now with the Marlins after he kind of tried to be an owner down there, didn't work out. So his image is, I don't want to say tarnished, but he doesn't have the golden boy persona anymore. So I've heard a lot of Yankee fans love it, and then others are not as, they're kind of like, all right, already.
I've heard it's too long, like too many episodes.
He saw what Brady did, and he did what he did, the Man in the Arena, and then he wants
or like
to do
the
that
dance, and nobody.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan's the only one that needs that many episodes of a documentary.
Make it a 3-episode.
Yeah, I would agree with that, but I'm saving it. I do want to. I intend to watch it, but I have not watched it yet.
He brought up San Diego. If you told me, Greg, you got to move to California, That's the one. That's probably the one place. And I know we have some people in the chat room who live in California, but I could live in San Diego.
Yeah.
You been there much?
Yes.
Love that town.
Yeah, love
Love
San
the
Diego.
weather.
He's going to call in. He was out there, I think, in his Navy days, if I remember right.
He was. So he was.
Yeah.
That's where the Top Gun thing was kind of out in that area. So that's a cool
Beautiful
town.
play. I haven't been out since I was little, but it's beautiful. It was
Husker baseball is
beautiful.
playing there next February.
go.
I get to spend a couple days. I get to go get some fish tacos.
Yep, there you go.
Love fish tacos. Thank you. Appreciate the update there. It was just an insane day, just craziness. Every time I was, my phone kept buzzing because every alert, another trade happened in MLB today. Crazy.
So are you now thinking the Yankees are in the driver's seat?
No, I think the Yankees and the Astros will really fight it out in the American League. I think the National League, I think the Padres now can challenge the Dodgers. I do.
Wow.
That'd be fun. I love October. October's so much fun because you get the baseball playoffs, the NFL, college football's going, hoops is about ready to start. That's a great month. Great month.
Yeah.
Yeah, San Diego, good place. We used to, the Big 12 and the Big 10 both have had Holiday Bowl arrangements. Nebraska's played in that Holiday Bowl a couple times. That is a fun place to be.
Yeah,
Cool.
there's lots to do down there, and like you mentioned, the weather and the golfing is great.
Go from one coast to the other, from San Diego to Miami. How about the Dolphins? My goodness, all the fines that they got levied for trying to tamper with other coaches, trying to get them to come, try to lure Tom Brady to play for the Dolphins. My goodness.
They got a worse punishment than Deshaun Watson yesterday.
Well, it should have been severe. Now, Deshaun needs to be taken care of, but this should have been handled, and it was. I think that they had to come down on him.
Oh, yes, absolutely. No, I mean, they didn't do proper interviews, right? That's
No.
part of it. Yeah, that absolutely needed to be addressed. But then the tampering with Tom Brady, all of that. But, you know, some people were tweeting, hey, in light of the NFL releasing the news about the Dolphins, don't let the Browns news get buried, too.
No, and the commissioner has until Thursday, I believe, to make his final call on Deshaun. And I hope he at least gets it to double-digit games. Get it to at least 10.
Yeah. I mean, I hope they ramp it up a little bit. I think it needs to be. There's been a lot of backlash. It's still crazy how much it is just all over trending, people not happy, and then he's being mulled to sign autographs and all of that. But, yeah, that also pretty stiff punishment for the Dolphins, too.
And it should be.
Yeah.
You can't, if you're an owner and you're approving some of that stuff, you can't be playing. And the NFL will come. Those guys are multi-billionaires.
Well, and I think,
that own
too,
those franchises.
especially with the way that with Washington, maybe people thinking that wasn't handled very
Correct.
well, you have to start getting on the right side of these punishments that you're dealing out for these owners, too. Not just the players, but the owners, too, and the management that are involved in this. You have to punish them and hold them accountable, and not just the players, too. So I think that's them probably hopefully saying, hey, we got to step this up a little bit and hold them accountable as well.
Dolphins lose their first-round draft pick next April. Their owner gets fined $1.5 million, and this was because they tampered with Tom Brady to try to lure him to South Beach, and Sean Payton, who was at the time the New Orleans Saints head coach. They tried to tamper, and you can't do that. If somebody's under contract with another team in the league, you can't pick the phone up and go, hey, come to our place. They have to be completely cut ties with their franchise. So I'm glad the NFL did this. Let's hope, my hope, is that the NFL comes down much harder on Deshaun. And again, as Tim's been updating us, they have until Thursday. They have 2 more days to kind of come up with what they want to do with Deshaun Watson.
I just think the biggest thing is, like, their punishments are just not equal, and they're all over the place, and they have been. So they just need to get to a point where it's fair, and that the punishments fit the crimes, and you're not punishing certain players more than others, and why is this person... I just think there needs to be a little bit more transparency and accountability for some of these things that are being done that are just not right and should be punished for.
And some of this goes back to Brian Flores, who was their head coach, who said he was getting messages to purposely lose games to help their draft pick rotate, and then he gets let go at the end of the year. And so he raised complaints against the organization, and I think he feels not vilified, he feels, what's the word I'm looking for?
Like the scapegoat?
No, he now feels justified.
Oh,
that
justified,
what he
yeah.
put out there now is they've been found guilty. He's like, okay, I've been cleared of my bad name that they were trying to make for me. I hope Brian Flores gets in that head coaching job.
Yeah, I do too.
I think it'd be great. All right, 402-413-2400. That's the number if you want to be a part of the program tonight with a call or a text. Greg from Lincoln on our text line said when the special teams coach was on and talked about a number of players but did not mention number 37, Phelan Sanford. Is he still on the team or has he left? He is still on the team, and you're right, but when I had Coach Bush on, we didn't talk about Phelan. When I had Coach Fisher, who was his position coach, we did, and he raved about Phelan Sanford. Phelan will be a part of the special teams units, the cover units for the Huskers. Just love those kind of stories. I know Husker fans do as well. A walk-on who finds a way to impact a football team, much like Brody Belt does in so many ways, and Zach Weinmaster. But yes, Phelan, huge part of what will be special teams coverage. So, Greg, I'm glad you brought him up and mentioned him. Crypto in the chat room, Jessica says, how has a Western apparel store not done an NIL with Brody Belt?
I mean, there's a long list. We were breaking down some of those the other day. That's another one we need to add to the list.
That would be good.
We need to start keeping a ongoing list of when we come up with names or people have suggestions that we can keep track of that, maybe give those ideas to the right people. We just can write these out and present them over and hand them off to people and say, there you go. And then the people that come up with the idea, maybe they could get a cut of the NIL too. NIL, how about us with right? Those ideas? I mean, and Cole with the brewery with Chancellor Brewington. You know, like right. Maybe we can all get a cut of when we make those ideas happen. I don't see why not. That could not happen. Nebraska 811 says, go dig red. Before you dig, always call or click 811 to have your utility lines marked. It's free. It's easy. It's the law. We're back to talk to Dennis Daw, the lead college football writer for CBSSports.com. We'll have that for you next.
A DUI is everything you didn't prepare for. You did not save for it. You did not train for it. You did not go to school for it. You did not raise your family or buy a house or get a job for it. It is not your life goal or a dream come true. You have planned for everything in your life. You did not plan for a DUI. Get a ride. A DUI costs more than you think.
Brought to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
How do you remember things? Post-it note, string around your finger, smartphone reminder? Whatever you do, remember Nebraska Pick 3 2x2 and My Day. 3 great Nebraska Lottery Lotto games that are all $1 per play with drawings every day. Nebraska Pick 3 lets you choose your own bet type. 2x2 has a $22,000 top prize. And with My Day, you choose a 6-digit date. Must be 19, please play responsibly. Oh, got a reminder. Produced Nebraska Lottery commercial. I'm all over that.
3rd and goal to 1. Shotgun look. Yant to the right of Smothers. Snap back. They give it off to Yant. Dive! He's in! Touchdown! Nebraska! Yes!
Hey Huskers fans, this Friday, join us on Sports Nightly from 6 to 8 p.m. as we break down another Nebraska football fall camp practice report. To close out our show, we'll go over weekly winners and losers in the sports world. Tune in to your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance. Visit shelterinsurance.com and find an agent to help you choose the coverage you need. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
You already got the hat, the jersey, maybe even the occasional red and white face paint. So kick things off right this season and add the FNBO Husker Visa debit card to the list. Pay loud and proud for every Husker decal, t-shirt, or hot dog at the game. Wear your heart on your sleeve and in your wallet with the Husker Visa debit card, free with any checking account from FNBO, the bank of Husker Nation. Get yours today at fnbo.com/Huskers. Member FDIC.
It's time to amp up the fun now during the Ford Summer Supercharged Sales Event.
Just move on up.
Get great offers on select Ford vehicles, and you'll not only bring back the fun, you'll supercharge it. So stop by the Summer Supercharged Sales Event at your Ford dealer and discover how Ford can take your summer to a whole new level. Not all models, trims, or features may be available. Contact your dealer for information.
Just move on up.
Let me grab my car keys and we'll roll.
We still going to that new bar downtown?
Yeah, it's supposed to be fun. Lexi, give me driving directions from home to downtown Bar District.
Autocorrect. Suggest Uber. Pick up. Home. Drop off downtown Bar District.
No, I'm driving.
Suggest the Metro bus. Departing in 12 minutes.
Huh. Point taken, Lexi. We'll grab a ride.
If you drink, don't drive. Decide to ride. Brought to you in partnership by Anheuser-Busch, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and Uber.
Triple B Feed has the products to help your cows thrive. Whether it's weekly delivery of consumption-controlled Lumix liquid minerals with protein or Redmond natural mineral salt for livestock or humans, Triple B has you covered. Let Brian and Brad Blahorn take some of the stress out of your beef production this year. For more information and other products, visit triplebfeed.com. Triple B Feed, helping you and your cattle.
At CHI Health Clinic, we believe healthcare should be personal because knowing your provider personally makes appointments more comfortable, more productive, and more meaningful to your overall health. Get matched with a primary care provider based on your personality and lifestyle using CHI Health Clinic's My Provider Match. Take the survey at myprovidermatch.com to find the right provider for you. Getting healthier starts by getting personal at CHI Health Clinic.
Back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, it's sponsored by Acres. They are the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. Delighted to be joined tonight on the program by Dennis Dodd, college football writer for CBSSports.com, who's probably still unpacking his suitcases after a month of media days. Crazy stuff, but I bet kind of fun for you, isn't it, to get out and see athletes and coaches?
Oh, it's great to get out. It's just unfortunate that all this realignment and the commissioner talk kind of took away from the athletes themselves because we had to chase that, or at least some of us did. Starting with Greg Sankey and their reaction, and Big Ten, Kevin Warren sort of saying we're not done yet. George Kliavkoff getting emotional about the Big 12. And let's not forget Brett Yormark, the new commissioner at the Big 12, saying we're open for business. How about that?
Pretty wild comments, and that certainly drew the ire of the folks in the Pac-12 conference. Just for Big Ten purposes, Dennis, how big a deal is it for the league to have lassoed those two Los Angeles schools?
For the Big Ten, yeah, huge. It really, as well as enhancing the Big Ten, really cripples the Pac-12. And I think when these networks do this, they know that in the big picture, even though they want to be partners with these leagues, they know they're going to save money in the long run. ESPN, in dismantling for the moment the Big 12, and then Fox, the Pac-12. So while they may say they want the league to go on, big picture they're saving money. So no, it's great. It's great for the Big Ten. We are yet to experience what I think will be a significant blowback when some of these minor sports start traveling east, and there's going to be, not only complaints, but I think even mental health problems. When you're away, Barry Alvarez talking openly about them playing jamborees, being away a week, volleyball teams playing 3 matches up back east. That's like a baseball road trip or something.
It will be complicated, and they just have the 2 years to get this figured out. What'd you make of Kevin Warren? I felt like I was seeing a different man, a really confident guy that looked like he's grown into his role. What was your impression of Kevin Warren?
Yeah, he's definitely feeling his oats after a rocky start, as we know, 2 years ago during COVID. I wrote that story last week saying they were targeting Cal, Stanford, Oregon, and Washington. Part of me thinks that he's trying to take over the world. I mean, if you look at that big picture, if that happens, and by the way, it's kind of cooled off now, if that happens, he can sit there and talk to his presidents about having the best academic athletic conference ever. We're still towing the line. We're still educating these kids, blah, blah, blah. But all of a sudden, we can also get, 4 into the playoff, too, if we're good enough. So I think that's the play. I don't think he's done. He's an upsetter. He's a game changer. And he's on George Kliavkoff's you-know-what list. They still haven't talked since June 30th.
What do you make of the war between the Big 12 and the Pac-12? I mean, where does this land? What's your best guess on this?
Well, you saw George Kliavkoff say, at least to us on camera, that no Pac-12 team will go to the Big 12. And this is a guy who counseled, tutored Brett Yormark while he was entertaining getting the Big 12 job. They're friends. I suspect not now, but I don't know how they end up. If they lose any to the Big 12, I think they'll probably reconnect with not reconnect, but get some Mountain West teams, San Diego State, what have you. Sitting there with 10 though leaves them very vulnerable. Somebody said, "Well, the Big 12 did it." Yeah, no, they didn't. They lost Texas and Oklahoma. So, and I don't know, frankly, Greg, how any of those schools sign a grant of rights. Why would you? If you've got options.
No reason to. And look at those folks in the ACC. They're really stuck with what they're doing right now. Again, visiting with Dennis Dodd of CBSSports.com here on Sports Nightly. Dennis, Greg Sankey, you mentioned him off the top. Are they really content, or I don't know where he goes? What is the next move for the SEC in your eyes?
I think they're content for now. I wrote that, a few weeks ago. That the presidents have kind of said, let's calm things down. Let's go with the 16 and see how this works. I think even if the Big Ten gets Notre Dame, I don't think they have this retaliatory strike. It's going to take a lot for any of those ACC schools to get out. That's been chronicled because of the buyout and the grant of rights and everything else. But I think they stay how they are. And before the Big 12 before the Big Ten had pulled its move, you had the greatest collection of brands in college history in one place, and that's what this was all about. To the point that Greg Sankey was rattling sabers about, well, we can have our own playoff. That hasn't changed.
That's probably the next big thing that you'll be on, right? It's going to be, where does the expansion go for the playoff? And you heard all kinds of, and even late in kind of the month of July, we started hearing a little bit of drumbeat for a 16-team playoff. How much steam is behind that, do you think?
Yeah, I think that may be where this goes. The irony, or whatever you want to call it, is that, this, Greg, 6 months ago, it was impossible. The Alliance conferences weren't going to vote for it. Student-athlete welfare, we don't know how much it's worth. All of a sudden, it gets bigger, and everybody's in. And at some point, it came up late June in Park City, Utah, when they were at the CCA meeting, Collegiate Commissioners meeting, and they all got in a room. And somehow 16 came up, and it got traction, and I think it might have legs. Because here's why. I think at the end of the day, with all this upheaval, with 16, and this is at large, this is 16 best, mind you, because I don't think the group of 5 or the other conferences have a say in it now. Take this or take 4, or because we're not going to do it if you do that. You still got enough spots for the max for the Big Ten and the SEC. Let's say that's 8 in a good year. That's only half the field. You can still accommodate Notre Dame. You can still accommodate the group of 5. The group of 7 is what it is now.
Right.
And there's plenty to spare. It'll get like the college basketball tournament, where how many guys have we seen keep their job for years because they can hang a banner that says NCAA tournament participant? They don't win. They're in some small conference, but they get them to the tournament. And that's what this is going to become. Some Sun Belt coach that goes 11-1 a couple of years, 2-time playoff participant. It's like a participation trophy in 3rd grade in little league ball.
Dennis, I want to ask you about the mindset of the Big Ten and how much I think it's changed in the 11 years Nebraska's been there. And I've talked about this with some of your old cohorts and Tom Chattel, Lee Barfnick about one thing that drove us crazy when we made the jump into the Big Ten, that it was all about the Rose Bowl and winning the conference. They never really talked about the national scene. I think that's completely flipped now, hasn't it? And Jim Harbaugh was even talking about winning a national championship.
Yeah, Ohio State's by far still the best program, and to the point that I think there's 3 teams. I have a hard time coming up with a 4th playoff team after I get past Ohio Ohio State, Alabama, and Georgia.
Agreed.
I just do. They're loaded last year, and oh my gosh, they lost 2 games last year and lost to Michigan. I think they'll be back. But yeah, I mean, remember all the old stories about you can't recruit, the Rust Belt, population is draining. It's still obviously a very, very good conference that has a quarter of the U.S. population. And Ryan Day, all credit to Gene Smith. He identified this guy and brought him in first as offensive coordinator and then as an emergency replacement when Urban acted up. He's been great. He could finish his career there. He's like a Lincoln Riley or somebody like that. The only other move up is to the NFL for him. I don't think there's any other program he would go to. So, no, I think Jim Harbaugh, after, 7 years going into year 8, has finally turned it around. You've got some depth there in the league. Wisconsin, Iowa are always factors. Penn State has won, a Big Ten title coming out of, just emerging from the Sandusky scandal. So, no, it's a very deep conference.
All right, have you set your schedule for the first few weeks? You got some games you're hitting?
I would say Ohio State, Notre Dame the first week, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, that should be a great one. Dennis, we appreciate it. Go get some laundry done. I know it was a busy month for you. Thanks for squeezing us in here tonight.
You bet, Greg. Thanks.
There he is, Dennis Dodd, CBSSports.com, joining us on our Sports Nightly Hotline, which is brought to you by the Woodhouse Auto Family. Shop Woodhouse, first 18 brands, 16 convenient locations. Simplified car buying to save you time. Shop, finance, buy online at woodhouse.com. All right, thoughts? Let's talk some college football. 402-413-2400. You can either call or fire off a text. Jessica will rejoin me next.
Find your next truck at Woodhouse Buick GMC. No matter where you're heading or what tasks need tackling, there's a premium and capable GMC truck that's perfect for you. Make a statement on the job site, out on the town, or wherever life leads you in the powerful and distinctive Sierra 1500, or elevate your driving experience in the adventurous and innovative Canyon. Explore our inventory online at WoodhouseBuickGMC.com or visit our indoor showroom today. Woodhouse Buick GMC. We are professional grade.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm journalism student Grace Fitzgibbon with Campus News. Nebraska researchers are designing the next generation of roadside steel barriers through an industry partnership with Trafix Devices. This partnership has produced the Delta Crash Cushion, a simplistic, effective way to keep drivers safe on highways. This barrier is vital for roadside safety and significantly improves the chances motorists will be able to walk away from roadside collisions.
In motion is Brewington. They snap it back, fake the handoff, looking to throw. They flip it out flat to Brewington, makes a catch. Touchdown, Nebraska. Well, that looked easy that time. Brewington came in motion, and instead of cutting down the block, kept out the flat, flipped it out to him for an easy 6 points.
Hey, Huskers fans, this Thursday, join us on Sports Nightly from 6 to 8 p.m. as we break down another Nebraska football fall camp practice report. Tune into your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance. Visit shelterinsurance.com and find an agent to help you choose the coverage you need. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Hey, Husker fans, it's time to gear up for the season. So let's do it right. Jerseys, hats, hoodies, and more. Shields has everything you need to show your Nebraska pride. Visit our fan shop online or in-store for the biggest and best brands in the game. You'll find the right gear to level up your team spirit with all the essentials for your pregame parking lot party. Shields, proud partner of Husker Athletics and football fans everywhere.
At Nebraska, our people will always be our greatest asset. Day by day, donors give our teams the best opportunity to compete and win through their generous donations. Our vision for the future is ambitious and requires help from those who want to see Husker athletics excel at the highest level. Go big and join thousands of other Huskers Athletic Fund members with your gift today at huskers.com/donate.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm journalism student Grace Fitzgibbon with Campus News. During the summer of 2021, 3 UNL students helped safeguard cattle across the state. Neely Anderson, Tatiana Jones, and Ashton Commons developed secure beef supply plans that prevent the spread of disease outbreak. The plans protect nearly 850,000 cattle across our state and provide greater economic security for this vital industry.
Farmers Mutual of Nebraska is proud to support Husker athletics. Having a confident teammate beside you makes all the difference when it comes to protecting what matters most. With a proven track record of dependable coverage, unmatched financial strength, and a prompt claim service team right here in Nebraska, that's insurance kept local. Visit FMNE.com to contact an agent for a quote today. Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, always alongside you.
You already got the hat, the jersey, maybe even the occasional red and white face paint. So kick things off right this season and add the FNBO Husker Visa debit card to the list. Pay loud and proud for every Husker decal, t-shirt, or hot dog at the game. Wear your heart on your sleeve and in your wallet with the Husker Visa debit card, free with any checking account from FNBO, the bank of Husker Nation. Get yours today at fnbo.com/Huskers. Member FDIC.
Yeah, a few minutes to tell you about a couple of football ticket plans being offered for Husker fans. One's called OU Plus 2 Mini Plan. It's 1 ticket to the Oklahoma game, a couple of tickets to the North Dakota game, and a pair of tickets to the Georgia Southern game. Those 3 non-conference games. That would run you $270 a ticket. Then there's a Big Ten plan. The 4 Big Ten home games of Indiana, Illinois, Minnesota, and Wisconsin. That's $200. If you have been interested in either one of those, you can go do it online at huskers.com/tickets. Welcome back. Second hour of the program. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody with you. 402-413-2400. The number to dial us up with a comment or question. Or if you want to, you can fire off a text on our text line. Thanks to Dennis Dodd for spending some time with us. Man, busy. He went to the SEC, the Big 12, the Big 10, and the Pac-12. So he only missed the ACC media days, which overlapped one of them. I think it might have been the SEC.
Yeah, and his point to it kind of got old that it was just talking about conference realignment with everybody, and you're not talking about football and the
talking
teams.
about players and learning stories of players.
Yeah, and what could happen potentially with teams. It's all about what the future looks like as opposed to talking about what right now you can look forward to. So I got tired of hearing about it too, to be honest.
Yeah, I know. I think a lot of our audience did as well. He brought up a really good point about when I asked about the LA schools coming to the Big Ten. He goes, it's in the big sports that charter everywhere. He says, I'm a little worried about some mental health issues with some of the Olympic sports, having to fly clear cross country to play a soccer match or a gymnastics meet or a softball series, that for those, particularly those LA schools, they're always going to be having to fly multiple hours to get the places. That's a good thought. That's something that needs to be thought about and considered when they put together schedules.
Yeah, hopefully they plan that around where you're not flying to Rutgers and coming home for a couple games and flying to Maryland. That you maybe package together some matchups, some games that you can knock out on the same trip and you just go from one to the other. But that's still hard with keeping up with classes and all that. That's what the Big 12 does with West Virginia in those sports.
Right.
Because it is hard to travel to and from West Virginia. They don't have an airport and all that. So I know the Big 12 schedules to try to help West Virginia not have to fly back and forth. They can knock out some games at the same trip.
Hopefully, when the new TV deal is announced, it's going to be so much more money that hopefully that goes into chartering for more sports beyond football and basketball and in Nebraska and volleyball in Nebraska's case. Hopefully it does trickle down to some other sports.
Especially because you were talking about the most challenging sports to travel,
it's the ball
not
bat
charter,
sports.
Is softball and baseball.
It's the ball bats. Yeah,
because of all the equipment.
Then they're going for 4 days. So they're gone for such a long period of time that if you could take off, even if you only did it one way, get him home. Get him home at a decent time on a Sunday night. If you want to go commercial going, that's fine, but get him home at a decent hour.
I also think, too, again, depending on which teams are added. You know, if you have those pods that are, if there's 2 more West Coast teams that get added, maybe that could help in that area too.
I'm kind of thinking that might happen.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I just kind of my gut's kind of saying I don't know that we're done with this.
Because if you start doing that pods thing, and then you have 4 schools that you're already traveling to, that's not that challenging that you're used to, you know, that alleviates some of that.
16-team playoffs. I don't know. Dennis says that, yeah, that's starting to gain some traction around the country. I just think that really, I don't know. You're asking athletes to put their bodies on the line. We've had people on the text line go, so what? They're tough kids. I don't know. Man, that's asking a lot more football.
If you play 16 games, the other bowls are going away.
Right. So then you've limited your postseason.
I think, because if you don't make 16's so big, if you don't make it, then people probably don't want to play in it if it's not the 16-team playoff.
Yeah.
And why go big? Why not take a step with 8? That's what I think. Go with 8 for a couple years and then expand. And also, who is talking about it? Like, that's my thing is, we're talking about all these potential things that could happen, but who's actually coming together to try to figure out how this thing is going to look when we do that? And who's making these decisions?
Yeah. TV. Don't you think? It's probably ESPN and Fox, and particularly in the playoff, it's ESPN. They have the rights, current rights to the playoff, so they have a lot of say in this deal.
Yeah, but it's like, okay, if that's the case, then if you're going to add postseasons, then you're going to have to take away games somewhere else, whether that's the non-conference or the conference, I think, because it's just there's no way you can add 4 more games to the schedule already, I don't think.
Art in Los Angeles says, Greg, come on out to California. It's the best place to live. Been here 30 years and not one time have I been called up for jury duty. Yeah. Yeah, that's my first couple weeks of September. So looking forward to it, though. It's my civic duty, Jessica.
You have fun with that.
Keep telling myself
I think you need to put in to be the foreman, you know, and be the person that reads the verdict and all of that. You can
guilty.
Maybe you could do like a play-by-play announcement of the verdict, you know.
Oh, goodness. All right, hey, we're getting off the track here again. Let's take a break. We need to slip in one more break before we wrap up the show. Still time if you want to be part of the program with a call or a text, 402-413-2400. It's a Tuesday night here on Sports Nightly.
Touchdown, Nebraska! If you're doing business in Nebraska, the best way to connect your organization with the excitement surrounding the Huskers is through a partnership with Nebraska Athletics. You can take your business to the next level by reaching loyal Husker fans through in-venue signage, digital and social media, radio advertising, and more. Got it! Join the Husker team today and email partners@huskers.com to learn more about opportunities to connect with Husker Nation. That's partners@huskers.com.
3rd and goal to 1. Shotgun look. Yant to the right of Smothers. Snap back. They give it off to Yant. Dive! He's in! Touchdown! Nebraska! Yes!
Hey Huskers fans, this Friday, join us on Sports Nightly from 6 to 8 p.m. as we break down another Nebraska football fall camp practice report. To close out our show, we'll go over weekly winners and losers in the sports world. Tune in to your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red!
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm journalism student Grace Fitzgibbon with Campus News. The university has a new undergraduate business and law major. Students majoring in business and law are learning to use legal knowledge to better solve business challenges. They are also gaining skills in regulatory compliance, financial services, securities regulation, and corporate social responsibility. Upon graduation, they will boost the state's talent pool in these critical areas of expertise.
Seasons change, but your land stays the same. You need the right solutions to keep you moving. That's why you rely on Acres Equipment, your premier John Deere dealership and proud partner of Nebraska Athletics. Whether you're harvesting, protecting your crops, feeding the herd, maintaining your lawn, improving your business, or letting off some steam, Acres has what you need to get the job done. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Here's to the locals.
raised right here in the Western Corn Belt. The strong ones. We help them grow stronger, making world-class genetics research and technology local. The cutting-edge yet common-sense agronomy, the shake-em-up yields. Because we're born and raised here too, and we'll keep raising the bar to ensure you only get the best at Hogemeyer. Raised local, raised right here. Learn more at therightseed.com.
It's more powerful than the legendary Husker option offense. More powerful than the black shirt defense. It's the sun, and you can harness its power with J-Tech Solar. J-Tech, the official solar energy experts of the Huskers, can help you shrink your energy bills and start saving money now. Solar power is clean, affordable, and it's dependable because the sun always shines on the Huskers. J-Tech Solar for your home, business, or agriculture energy needs. Visit jtechsolar.com.
Our Sports Nightly Hotline brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way for one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime with 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned. You can always find what you are looking for with Woodhouse. 402-413-2400. We were talking about the other night about, we're 3 weeks away from being in Dublin. I know a lot of people probably listening tonight are headed over there. Over 10,000 Husker fans expected to be in Ireland for that game. You're working, I should say, trying to get us somebody to kind of give us some thoughts or ideas what to do.
Yeah, it was not very good when you asked me about it the other day, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to redeem myself. But also, I didn't get to go to golf courses, and I don't know, which golf courses to tell people to go to and which ones are worth maybe the drive, because there are golf courses in Dublin that I know are really nice, but hey, if you want to go see one of the ones where the British Open was played, you can drive and do that. And also where to eat, and what's going to be on tap for fans that are there before the game. They don't have tailgates. Tailgating isn't a thing there, but the two Johnnies told me it's pub gating, but they're going to have a big celebration pep rally type thing, so where to go for that and all that kind of stuff. There's all kinds of stuff and I know a lot of people are going as part of packages, but you're going to have free time, I would assume, on that too. So trying to look into maybe getting a list of some things for people to do.
There is supposed to be some kind of a pep rally on Friday for Nebraska. We don't have details. We'll get these details for you before we go. 3 weeks from tonight, we're doing the show from Ireland. So you and I'll be over there, and we'll do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. No Friday show because Husker volleyball plays on that Friday, but we will be over there. Andrew at Norfolk says, what's going to happen to the Rose Bowl? That's a great question, Andrew. I think it's kind of been blown up. I mean, with the Big Ten rating, UCLA and USC, I think the Rose Bowl, it's still going to happen. It may be part of the playoff structure or something like that, but the good old days of the granddaddy of them all between those two conferences, I think that's kind of over.
But here's the thing anyways, if you're talking about expanding, the Rose Bowl is going to be part of those destinations, you would think, the ones where they rotate, but this will be one where it will actually be a playoff site every year, I would think. The Rose Bowl.
It's got to be.
Like some of those sites that.
Maybe it's your semifinal week.
So instead
of
just being every year where it rotates and it's not that part of that, longstanding tradition, it's part of the actual setup of where the playoffs are being played.
Agreed. John in Omaha says, I find it kind of revealing that the two preeminent conferences, the SEC, the Big Ten, have been the most aggressive and forward-thinking, while the two conferences, the ACC and the Pac-12, that had the most to lose seem to be satisfied with the status quo. Now it's come back to bite them. That grant of rights agreement for the ACC is just one, but they can sit there and go, well, it's smart. Nobody can leave our league without owing millions upon millions of dollars for 12 years. So maybe they were smart to do that. They locked their teams in for that long.
Yeah, but, I think there are going to be some teams willing to pay that exit fee, which leaves you in a bind.
That's true.
Like a Clemson, you don't think Clemson's going to figure out a way to get out of it?
Or Miami.
Yes, if it sets them up better for the future. But it honestly, and the Big 12 looked really bad a year ago. It almost was beneficial to them that it happened to them first.
They were able to react.
Yeah. So, now, like the Pac-12 is the one that's scrounging around trying to figure out what to do to stay right there, even par with people. But yeah, there's no doubt about it. The SEC and the Big Ten have been the ones that are driving this thing.
I'm with you. I'm kind of tired of it. I think it will settle here now that we're coming upon a new season. It does seem like summertime is when a lot of this gets cranked up. That's when OU Texas happened. That's when USC UCLA happened, is in the middle of the summer. time to tell you to buckle up, put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. Oklahoma Husker says thoughts on Oklahoma with their coaching change in the offseason. It's time to beat the Sooners. They're going to be interesting to follow. I mean, they kind of did what Nebraska did. They got in the transfer portal, bring in a new quarterback. How does that work?
And a whole new coaching staff. There's a lot of new players. They hit the portal. There's a lot of unknown, and I was actually texting, just doing some research on some of the teams we play, and so I reached out to Chris Plank, who is their sideline reporter, and they just started practice, so still just so much unknown about the Sooners. But I do like the fact that Nebraska's going to have a bigger test on their belt just with having to play a conference game and the pressure of dealing with that. And they'll have 3 games. It'll be Oklahoma's first game on the road, and it'll be an intriguing matchup.
Last year's game was really competitive. It just came down to a couple plays here and there, and OU had just enough to get the Huskers, hold them off. I thought the block PAT return for 2 points the other way was a momentum switch in that game. It should be a heck of a game, and hopefully Nebraska takes care of business those first 3 weeks so that they go into that game undefeated. Fox's Big Noon Show is going to be here.
Yes, yep.
They're going to be here. Long pregame, 2 hours.
I think they're doing planning a lot of things, because I got another text from someone that I know that works on that crew that they're coming in on, I think, on Wednesday or Thursday, and going to have Bob Stoops is not on the show this year.
I don't think he is.
I don't know who they got to replace it, but yeah, they're planning all kinds of their coverage around this. So imagine if Oklahoma comes in here 2-0 and Nebraska's 3-0 going into it. It's going to be fun.
Now you're getting me fired up. Let's do that. We've had people that wanted to know about BTN coming through on their tour. They're here Thursday. I don't know if that means they'll go Thursday night with it on BTN or not. I don't know when their coverage starts, but they are here on Thursday to visit practice and get video and talk to the coaches and a couple of players. So that's when BTN is in town. I'll try to find out more when that's going to air for everybody, because I know a lot of people like to watch those reports. That's coming up on Thursday. Always good to have them here. I saw a montage of all the volleyball coaches in the Big Ten, so appreciative of the conference putting together for the first time ever a media days at the conference level for volleyball. The league also announced today 55 matches will be televised among either BTN, FS1, or the ESPN family of networks for this year. That ties the most number of volleyball matches to be shown in the fall. That's great.
Yeah, that's all. And they broke it last year, so
they
continuing to push the envelope there. Also, Kevin Suits tweeted out that when Nebraska was at the Big Ten volleyball podium, 53 people were in the room. 15 were affiliated with Nebraska. So also, shout out to the local stations and media that sent their people there to cover it, because they sent them to the football media days. The fact that there were media there to cover that as well, because you never know first time around how it's going to go. Sure. And so the fact that people invested in sending their reporters there to get that content, I think, is also kudos to them.
It's the premier, and it's not even close, volleyball league in the country.
Yes,
and it's not even close.
Yeah, you can talk about if the SEC and the Big Ten are equal in football, there's nobody even close to doing what.
The SEC would probably be 2, although the Big 12 with Texas and Baylor and even Kansas has been good. But
that's just with teams that are good, not as far as the coverage. Big Ten Network, how many games you have on TV, all of that.
We're going to start seeing John Baylor for a while.
Yes.
A few weeks. How about that? That's exciting to think about that. Folks, thank you so much for being a part of the program tonight. Thanks to Tim, to Andrew, to Cole, to all of you for listening tonight. Have yourself a great night. We'll do this little ditty again tomorrow night. Good night.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Let me grab my car keys and we'll roll.
We still going to that new bar downtown?
Yeah, it's supposed to be fun. Lexi, give me driving directions from home to downtown bar district.
Autocorrect. Suggest Uber. Pick up. Home. Drop off downtown bar district.
No, I'm driving.
Suggest the Metro bus. Departing in 12 minutes.
Point taken, Lexi. We'll grab a ride.
If you drink, don't drive. Decide to ride. Brought to you in partnership by Anheuser-Busch, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and Uber.
Hey, Husker fans, it's time to gear up for the season. So let's do it right. Jerseys, hats, hoodies, and more. Shields has everything you need to show your Nebraska pride. Visit our fan shop online or in-store for the biggest and best brands in the game. You'll find the right gear to level up your team spirit with all the essentials for your pregame parking lot party. Shields, proud partner of Husker Athletics and football fans everywhere.
Momentum. It's building at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln with game-changing work in precision agriculture, nanoscience, and digital humanities. We're unlocking mysteries in brain research, solving the impossible with remote surgery using robots, and we're creating bold futures with world-leading research in early childhood education. We don't slow down, and we're not letting up. We are Nebraska.
The game isn't just about winning or losing. It's about the snacks they share after they've used up all their energy in the field. It's the early morning practice before school and staying late after to get a couple more kicks in. It's the pride they feel for their team and the determination to always keep improving. Sure, the game isn't always about winning or losing, but when they've won the big game and celebration is in full swing, there's only one thing left for you to do. Get them home safe.